This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Even if you just ask your child, would you like to have cucumbers or baby carrots? You're still allowing them to be involved in that decision making.
We are going to see a couple of class sizes that are a little bit bigger. We've had to look at how we're operating in our achievement gap reduction classrooms at the elementary.
I think I'd love for people to come and hear it out for themselves, what this genre of music is about, what it brings to our world here.
Good morning, everyone. That was your morning eye-opener. I'm Dua Esrar.
And I'm Derek Sibley.
It is August 29th, 2023. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Almost halfway through the week.
No, it's the second day of the week.
Yeah, but tomorrow's halfway.
Tomorrow's halfway.
That's what I said. I said tomorrow's halfway.
Oh my gosh. I thought you said today was halfway.
She's out of it this morning.
It's been a long morning. Okay, you wake up at...
I expect more. Just like our slogan. Anyway, on that note, we'll get to weather because she's going to stay quiet. Mostly sunny conditions right now as the sun rises across much of the Coulee region this morning. Just a few passing clouds out there, but overall nothing significant. Definitely no concerns for that morning commute. Temperatures right now are into the 50s and 60s at 65 degrees in La Crosse, 63 in Eau Claire. Sparta and Black River Falls, we're currently into the 50s, 62 in Viroqua, and 63 is the temperature now in Winona. City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse, as we mentioned, off to a nice start here this morning, and definitely no fog concerns out there either. We're looking at mostly clear skies throughout the day today, with afternoon highs expected to pick up into the upper 70s, and even some spots such as La Crosse County reaching the low 80s come this afternoon. So a very seasonal day. Allergy report for the weed, ragweed, and mold is all high for today, and the same for tomorrow. The ragweed pollen levels around this time of the year usually do peak. So we'll talk about your full weather forecast coming up in a few minutes, and I'm going to time things out as far as our temperatures go in the 8-day forecast coming up in a little bit, because it looks like we could be seeing yet another heat wave, unfortunately. Dua?
Thanks, Derek. Well, let's get to some news this morning. News 8 Now's Michael Germain joins us live to help welcome students back to school. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Dua. We're here live outside of the Arcadia School District. Right behind me is Arcadia Middle School, and it is the first day of school for the school district. Arcadia students are heading back to school this morning, but after the proposed operational referendum failed, the district is balancing a tight budget. Last spring, the district asked voters to approve a $750,000 referendum for 3 years. The money would have been spent on building maintenance, retaining staff, and replacing old buses. When the referendum failed, the school board and school faculty had to make some tough cuts in their budgets. And while the $325 per pupil spending increase included in the state budget helps, Arcadia's district administrator says some students will still feel the impact of the tighter budget.
We are going to see a couple of class sizes that are a little bit bigger. We've had to look at how we're operating in our achievement gap reduction classrooms at the elementary.
The Arcadia School District could propose another referendum for the spring 2024 election. But for now, Bagstad says the district is taking a sit-and-wait approach. Reporting live in Arcadia, Michael Germain, News 8 Now.
Thanks, Michael. Bagstad says some students will also be on longer bus routes this year due to issues with hiring bus drivers. Michael will be live at Arcadia at 6:30 for another update. The court is fed up. That was from La Crosse County Judge Elliot Levine revoking bond and ordering 19-year-old Sage Hickey back to jail. Hickey was charged with first-degree intentional homicide for the death of 15-year-old Storm Von Drashek in 2021. He eventually pled down to felony intimidation of a witness, and the homicide charge was dropped. A week ago, Hickey was charged in Monroe County with possession of a firearm as a convicted felon, bail jumping, possession of THC, and drug paraphernalia. The La Crosse Tribune first reported that Hickey violated his bond by carrying a weapon. The prosecutor reportedly told the court Hickey was continually thumbed his nose at the system. The Vernon County Sheriff's Office has released new details about an arrest related to a stolen vehicle. According to a press release, in May, officers received a call about a stolen red pickup truck from an automotive sales business in Westby. The vehicle was shortly recovered on private property in the town of Sterling. A hold was issued to the La Crosse County Jail for 42-year-old Edward Fred Boyston Jr., who was arrested on unrelated charges prior to the vehicle's recovery. Boyston appeared in the Vernon County Circuit Court remotely. He was released on a $10,000 signature bond and is expected to be back in court on September 6th. The investigation is still ongoing. If you have any more information about this crime, you can call Crime Stoppers or submit a tip online. Wisconsin's DOT has released more details about a semi-truck speed chase. Last Friday, a pursuit involving a stolen semi started in Jackson County. During the pursuit, the State Patrol used 3 sets of tire deflation devices. An armored Juneau County vehicle deployed tactical assets as the pursuit entered Juneau County. The semi-truck eventually crashed and the subject was taken into custody. Former 3rd District Congressman Ron Kind held a end-of-summer corn roast each year for almost 20 years. That tradition is going to continue, but with a new face behind it. State Senator Brad Pfaff is continuing the corn roast tradition this Wednesday from 6 to 9 in the evening at the La Crosse County Fairgrounds. Pfaff previously worked in Kind's office and won Kind's endorsement in the 2022 election, which Congressman Derek Van Orden eventually won. The night will offer corn roast corn, brats, beer, and music. Other members of the state Democratic Party are almost certain to attend. As kids head back to school this fall, many will take a packed lunch with them, but parents often struggle to get their kids to eat healthy. A dietitian at Gunderson Health System says it can help to get your kids involved in the lunch-making process. She says allowing kids to make choices helps them learn about healthy options and feel more invested.
Even if you just ask your child, would you like to have cucumbers or baby carrots? You're still allowing them to be involved in that decision making.
Volstad says when putting together a lunch, it's important to remember to include at least 3 food groups. That could be a traditional lunch meat sandwich with an apple or popcorn, a hard-boiled egg, and a banana. You should also put an ice pack in your child's lunchbox to help keep things cool and reduce the risk of foodborne illnesses. A note for Northside La Crosse residents. The Copeland Park splash pad will be closed for maintenance starting today. It will be closed through Friday, the 1st of September. The Poage Park and Springbrook splash pads are still open. The visitor contact station hours at the Trempealeau National Wildlife Refuge will be changing hours. Starting September 1st, the hours of operation from Wednesday to Friday will be 8 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon. The station will be closed Saturday through Tuesday. However, the office may have to close on additional days because of limited staffing. The refuge's entrance road will also be closed for utility work. That work will start today and is expected to reopen before the weekend. The Marshland access will be open daily from 8 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon as an alternate entrance point during the closure. More than $1 million are coming to La Crosse's major conservation nonprofit. Federal agency AmeriCorps is giving the state almost $15 million, and just about $1.3 million will go to La Crosse-based WisCorps. According to an official release, the money will go towards high-priority conservation projects across the state. WisCorps crews take on projects dedicated to improving public lands by building trails and managing habitats. We'll be following up with their executive director today for a window into how the money might be used. A local musician held a concert at the Main Street La Crosse Library featuring a classical style of singing from the India-Pakistan region. Sana Elahi first started learning music in her home country of Pakistan and says she started playing music religiously in 2016. She moved to the U.S. to pursue her PhD, but continued to get a classical music education remotely. Elahi explained what she hopes people get out of her concerts.
I think I'd love for people to come and hear it out for themselves, what this genre of music is about, what it brings to our world here.
When she's not performing, Elahi teaches at UWL in the Race, Gender, and Sexuality department. Elahi will also hold an event today at the Pump House to teach people more about the history of classical Pakistani music. Oktoberfest starts in less than a month and tickets are now on sale. This year's Oktoberfest will last 3 days starting the 28th of September. General admission passes cost $20. That gives you access to the Oktoberfest grounds for the entire weekend. You will also receive a souvenir button. Passes for craft beer night are sold separately. You can purchase tickets online or at the Oktoberfest grounds office. We'll post a link on our website and News 8000 app. Not everyone wants to follow in their family's footsteps. At least that's what one lacrosse paramedic used to say. This is our August hometown hero.
1315 Cass Street.
One moment can change your life forever. In Lauren Mitchell's case, it was one class.
My dad kind of pushed me into it. He said, do you want to take the EMT class? And I really didn't want to at that time. And he said, well, I signed you up for the class. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
The Gunderson Tri-State paramedic, who grew up in a family of first responders, has served the La Crosse area for roughly 12 years.
It takes heroes to do this profession.
Every call is different. Some are worse than others.
It takes a lot to get out of bed and go on really bad calls and still wake up in the morning and want to go back out and do the same thing over and over every single day.
For Mitchell, each call is just as important as the one before.
I just love taking care of patients. I love being there for patients, being able to help people in their most time of need.
Mitchell says he's following in his family's footsteps and doing what he was always meant to do.
I'll never consider myself a hero.
Reporting in La Crosse, Dua Esrar, News 8 Now.
Lauren is also nominated for the Star of Life, an award given to first responders, paramedics, and EMS for their life-saving efforts and patient care. In October, Lauren will travel to Madison to accept the award from Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers. Well, still ahead on your morning news, American Airlines have been fined by the Department of Transportation, and some passengers may be able to receive money from this fine. And the first sign of fall is here. Starbucks is bringing back their pumpkin spice lattes. We'll take a look at how the flavor is as popular as ever. That and more is coming up this morning, so stay with us. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. The Transportation Safety Administration has announced Dina as the TSA's cutest canine after receiving the most online votes. Dina is a 3-year-old German short-haired pointer who works as a passenger screening canine alongside her handler Nikki Goyak at Harry Reid International Airport outside of Las Vegas. The agency says when off duty, she loves belly rubs and snacking on greenies. The TSA will announce when the free calendar with Dina and the 11 other contestants is available to the public. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Mostly clear skies right now on our local satellite and radar picture. We did see some showers roll through portions of our eastern zone late last night, but they have since cleared out. Current temperature readings are into the 60s, 65 in La Crosse with a temperature of 63 in both Eau Claire and also back towards the west in Winona. We're seeing the 50s in Black River Falls and also into Sparta this morning. Our forecast highs today in La Crosse County will be into the low 80s, so definitely a very seasonal day for late August. Looking at highs around 82 today in Berry Mills, 78 Middle Ridge, 78 today in Viroqua, and a high of 81 this afternoon. Soldiers Grove, La Crescent there to the north at 82 degrees. Westby very comfortable at 78 today. A high of 80 today in Winona, 79 in Arcadia. Looking at a high of 80 in Melrose and 79 in Black River Falls. In the Chippewa Valley, mid to upper 70s here today with a high of 78 this afternoon in Eau Claire under a few passing clouds today. Mostly sunny conditions for the morning. That will continue into the afternoon hours as well. We got clear skies as we head into this evening for the dog walking conditions. So all day long will be picture perfect for you and your furry friend. But stay tuned. I'll have a check on your full weather forecast coming up in a few minutes.
In your morning consumer news, Walt Disney Pictures visual effects crews have filed for an election to unionize. Over 80% of Disney's in-house visual effects crew members reportedly signed authorization cards. The workers are behind some of the entertainment giant's biggest hits like the live-action adaptations of The Lion King and Aladdin. This comes as VFX crews for Marvel have recently moved to unionize as well. If the election votes in favor of unionizing, the studio will be obligated to hold negotiations. The U.S. Department of Transportation is fining American Airlines for holding passengers on board too long. The $1.4 million fine is the agency's largest fine for this reason. The fine is for tarmac delays on 43 flights that impacted 5,800 passengers between 2018 and 2019. Under the current rules, airlines must provide water and snacks to passengers on board, as well as allow passengers to get off the plane after 3 hours on the runway for domestic flights and 4 hours for international flights. Passengers who were affected by the delays are expected to receive roughly $350 per person from the fine. The weather outside says summer, but for many, the first sign of fall has just arrived. Starbucks put pumpkin spice lattes back on the menu, and as Bradley Blackburn explains, the flavor is as popular as ever.
For a generation now, 3 words have come to mark the start of fall: pumpkin spice latte, otherwise known as the PSL.
When the PSL comes out, you gotta have it. I gotta have one.
20 years ago, Starbucks first mixed coffee and steamed milk with the spices of pumpkin pie and created a flavor customers crave.
Because it's fall, why not?
What started in one drink is now a full fall menu that's released before the summer even ends.
2 decades show the original PSL has staying power, and the pumpkin spice trend it launched is still growing.
There's been a host of pumpkin-flavored products over the years, from coffee creamers to pumpkin-flavored salsa, Spam, and even pumpkin caviar. Most offerings are only around for a limited time.
There's something about this kind of limited time period aspect of, pumpkin spice, right? So it's kind of like a signaling that fall is here.
Of course, not everyone is a fan.
You're not intrigued. It's been around for 20 years.
I'm not intrigued by pumpkin spice. In fact, I'm not, no.
And jokes are now part of the season.
It's that special time of year where we voluntarily imbibe pumpkin spice lattes, the coffee that tastes like a candle.
Still, the numbers prove pumpkin's popularity. In the past year, U.S. sales of pumpkin-flavored products have reached more than $800 million, a 42% increase from 2019. A taste that only lasts through the fall, but comes back stronger year after year.
Pumpkin spice is gross. This is my truth. I feel like I should try it at least one more time before I make that judgment, but trust me, the last time was really awful. Let's check in with Derek and get today's forecast. Derek, let's get your thoughts on pumpkin spice too.
So I think you're being a little bit too harsh on pumpkin spice.
Do you like pumpkin flavored things?
Well, no, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of like those type of beverages, all that coffee stuff. No, I mean.
Not even like beverages, but just pumpkin flavored. Cause like, it's not just like pumpkin spice lattes. They do like pumpkin spice Twinkies during the fall.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That all that sugar is just,
Do you like pumpkin pie?
No. I like apple pie.
All right, then you wouldn't like, I don't think you'd like pumpkin spice.
Probably not. I wouldn't agree. Yeah. So anyway, right now we're looking at a pretty clear sky here from CityCam 8 in downtown La Crosse. 65 is our current temperature. Winds are looking nice and calm. Now, meanwhile, if you're in Eau Claire, we got 63 degrees with those clear skies. West-northwest winds are light at around 6 miles an hour. So here's what we're watching right now. A couple of things. We did have this trough that moved through overnight. That did bring us some showers and a couple of thunderstorms to portions of the Great Lakes. Here's this front. This is the next system that I'm watching here. Not expecting any active weather with that. Could cool us down maybe a little bit here as we head into the day tomorrow. More on that in a second. Just want to see some few clouds here across the area right now. Current temperature readings are mainly into the 60s. We got 61 in Winona, 56 in Sparta, and it's 62 degrees currently down in Viroqua, further off towards the south and east. Mostly sunny, 67 to start, 77 mostly sunny at noon today. 4 o'clock rolls around, mostly sunny with temperatures at 82. Then we're at 73 with clear skies as we head into early this evening. With our forecast highs today into the low 80s, 77 this afternoon, though, in Eau Claire. So, you know, it's a little on the cooler side here further north, but the further south you are, just a little bit warmer. But overall today, it's a nice picture perfect and overall very seasonable late August afternoon across the area. As this cold front moves through here through the early afternoon, should push its way through the Coulee region by that point. And then the rest of the day is featuring mostly clear skies. And as we head into tonight, we got more of the same here as well, as high pressure begins to take shape here as we head into the day tomorrow. That should build in here, and that should give us you know, mostly dry and mostly calm weather day for us to work with as that high continues to build across the upper Midwest through tomorrow night. That system moves away, though, as we head into the rest of the day on Thursday. Here's more of a southeast wind flow that will develop as we head into Thursday afternoon, also into the evening as well. And then after that, we're expecting some pretty warm temperatures to take shape. A bit of a pattern shift here as far as our temperatures go, as highs climb into the upper 80s. I just hit this light there. That's weird. Yeah, I almost tripped. That's for sure. That would have been embarrassing. But we're looking at highs into the 90s for this weekend and upper 90s for Monday, low 90s for Tuesday. So the moral of the story is it's going to be probably another heat wave arriving here this weekend and next week. So something we may have to be watching out for trends for in the coming days. We'll keep you updated on that. Low temperatures mainly into the 50s and 60s here across the area. Hey, don't forget too, you can also download our free First Warn Weather app on the Google Play or the Apple App Store. You get all those hourly temperatures, precipitation chances, plus your 8-day forecast right there on your fingertips. You can always sign up for push alerts as well. All right, stay with us. We're back with much more news and weather still to come on News 8 Now this morning. We're taking a quick break with a look what happened on this day in history for August 29th. We'll be right back.
To the Blitz. It's officially game week for the UWL football team. Eagles will make the trip to Madison, South Dakota for a Thursday night game against Dakota State University. A lot of expectations for the Eagles this season. Team has made the NCAA Division III playoffs both last year and in 2021. But one thing UWL failed to do in both those seasons is win the WIAC crown. This year, the squad is hoping to change that. The Eagles are led by junior quarterback Kaiser Helterbrand. He was named to the All-WIAC first team last year, but his season was cut short due to a knee injury. Fast forward to this season, Helterbrand is back, he's healthy, and he's looking to lead UWL to an opening night win on Thursday.
You can tell the team is kind of getting on edge. We're ready to hit some guys, but yeah, we're excited. We're really excited for this game.
We haven't thought about it at all. You know, we haven't thought about even not even just general soreness out of him at all. He's done, you know, it's really a credit to him and his recovery, and he really worked hard.
Eagles are on the road Thursday, but they'll make their home debut at Roger Herring Stadium next weekend, September 9th, against Hardin-Simmons University. Let's hit the pitch at Seton Field in La Crescent. Lancers home for the first time this season, taking on Stewartville. Ton of chances in the first half. Nolan Schreier just a bit high. And then later in the half, Wyatt Farrell is going to rifle one toward the net, but a great save by the Stewartville goalie. Then it's the Lancers goalie, Cooper Johnson, keeping the Tigers off the board. Lancers with another chance later in the half, but La Crescent just can't find the back of the net. And finally, Stewartville does. Corner kick for the Tigers. Perfect placement. Logan Quam is going to head it home. Lancers trail 1-0 going into the break. Second half now, another opportunity for La Crescent. Tetsuya Cox, great look, but the Lancers just can't find the twine on Monday night. Tigers hang on for the win by a final of 1-0. To the pros we go. The Brewers are playing their best ball of the season. They swept away the Padres over the weekend. They're riding an 8-game winning streak. They have a 4-game lead over the Cubs in the NL Central, and now the Crew has a chance to really gain some separation over their division rival. To Wrigley Field we go. Christian Yelich leading things off for the Brewers, and this is how you start a series. Yelly gives it a ride to deep left center, into the bleachers. Milwaukee lands the first punch. It's 1-0. Later in the inning, 2 on for Rowdy Tellez. He skies one to center. It's going to stay in the park, but it's plenty deep enough to score Sal Frelick. That makes it 2-0 Brewers. Very next batter, my guy, Mr. Met, Mark Hanna, sending one high and deep to left. That one leaves the park. 2-run shot. Brewers offense coming to play. They take a 4-run lead in the first. 8th inning now. How about some D? Willie Adames flashing the leather. Great play there. Brewers close it out 6-2. They've now won 9 straight games. Twins at home hosting Cleveland. Twins down early in the second. Bo Naylor's going to add 2 more. Deep shot to center. Guardians take a 4-0 lead. Both the bases loaded. In steps Royce Lewis, and for the second straight night, Lewis is going to hit a grand slam. He's the first player in franchise history to have back-to-back games with a grand slam. Has to feel good. Twins take a 2-run lead. Then later in the game, 2 on for Jorge Polanco, and this ball is smoked. It leaves the park in a hurry. Polanco's going to touch them all. 3-run blast gives the Twins a 4-run lead. They get the win by a final of 10-6. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Well, get your backpacks, pencils, and books ready. It's time for back to school. News 8 Now's Michael Germain joins us live at Arcadia Middle School to help welcome students back. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Dua. As you can see, we're outside Arcadia Middle School for this school district's first day of school for the elementary, high school, and middle school. Arcadia students are heading back to school this morning, but after the proposed operational referendum failed, the district is balancing a tight budget. Last spring, the district asked voters to approve a $750,000 referendum for 3 years. The money would have been spent on building maintenance, retaining staff, and replacing old buses. When the referendum failed, the school board and school faculty had to make some tough cuts in their budgets. And while the $325 per pupil spending increase included in the state budget helps, Arcadia's district administrator says some students will still feel the impact of the tighter budget.
We are going to see a couple of class sizes that are a little bit bigger. We've had to look at how we're operating in our achievement gap reduction classrooms at the elementary.
The Arcadia School District could propose another referendum for the spring 2024 election. But for now, Bagstad says the district is taking a sit-and-wait approach. Reporting live in Arcadia, Michael Germain, News 8 Now.
Thanks, Michael. Bagstad also says some students will be on the longer bus routes this year due to issues with hiring bus drivers. Well, staging a coup. That's what Wisconsin Supreme Court Chief Justice accuses the court's liberal majority of doing. Annette Ziegler made the accusation in an email saying the 4 liberal justices firing the state court director and naming an interim replacement was illegal. She told interim state court director Audrey Swarowski to stop signing orders without her approval. Swarowski wrote back disagreeing that her appointment was illegal and that state law gives her the power to sign orders for reserved judges. Ziegler has reissued Swarowski's same orders, but under her own name. The 4 liberals earlier this month voted to reduce the Chief Justice's powers, something the conservative court did back 2015 to oust former Justice Shirley Abramson. U.S. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack was in Minnesota to help promote investments for the future of farming in the state. Vilsack said those investments include measures to bring in more income opportunities for producers, create jobs, and generate rural prosperity while rebuilding the economy. U.S. Senators Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith joined Vilsack at the Good Acre Food Hub in Falcon Heights. The group held a roundtable with local producers, small businesses, and community leaders. The Minnesota State Fair's Dairy Building is making sculptures that may go good with your morning waffles. 900 pounds of butter was transformed into 10 different sculptures. Adam Duxter got a close look at how the butter sculptures are helping keep the dairy tradition alive at the State Fair.
Feast your eyes.
The sculptures are beautiful. It's crazy.
As this creation inspires you to take a picture.
It looks like a huge brick.
While also taking a closer look. That is Emma Kubal, and so is this.
I have watched so many people get sculpted out of butter, and it's been my dream for my entire life, so seeing it all come together was such a cool thing.
This year's Princess Kay of the Milky Way is a 6th-generation dairy farmer. Sculptor Gary Colzer carving her and others in this 40-degree refrigerator.
You have to visualize the person in this big block and carve away. You've got to just take away until a nose appears and the cheeks appear, and it's a matter of with butter, a subtractive sculpting process. We have a time limit here. We're sculpting a person a day, and so it goes really fast, and there's not much room for error. So I got to try to get it right away.
But when you take the butter's picture or take a bite out of ice cream, the people that run this place say you're supporting thousands of dairy families.
When farmers can take time off and show off what they do, their work, the way they support food systems in the state, it really culminates everything that they do on a day-to-day basis into this is what it's all about.
Which makes wacky.
That seems about right for the state fair, for sure. I love it.
So worth it.
All of the contestants will keep their 90-pound block of butter. When asked what she would do with her block, Kubal said she plans on dividing hers up and use it as butter for corn roast. Well, that's it for your news. Let's check in with Derek and get today's morning commute forecast.
Morning commute forecast. I like it. Looking at mostly clear skies to start us off this morning. Just a few passing clouds, but other than that, no concerns there. Current temperatures are in the 50s and 60s. 56 in Sparta, 55 Black River Falls, 63 in Eau Claire. Now in La Crosse, you're currently running at 65 degrees, but our forecast today calls for a seasonable high of 82 degrees and our mostly sunny skies. North-northwest winds at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. For tonight, wind speeds drop here a bit out of the northeast at 5 to 10. We'll be at 53, mostly clear and much cooler in terms of our temperatures here at night. Let's talk about your mowing forecast for today. We start at 68 degrees at 8, followed by 77 degrees at noon under mostly sunny skies. Lots of sunshine by 5 o'clock. Temperatures will be at around 80 degrees here later today. Now stay tuned. I'll have a final check on your full weather forecast coming up in a few minutes, and we'll time out these temperatures because it does look like over the coming days that things will be turning very hot around here yet again. Also coming up in our Buzz Report, Eminem is asking Vivek Ramaswamy to please stand down after the Republicans sang some of his music in Iowa. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Up to a nice clear start here on this Tuesday morning from CityCam 8 in downtown La Crosse. Here's what we currently stand, 65 degrees, just a few passing clouds out there. Wind speeds are looking nice and calm this morning. Meanwhile, if you're in Eau Claire, getting ready for that morning commute, as you can see, 63 degrees with clear skies, west-northwest winds at around 6 miles an hour. And here's what we're currently looking at right now. I'm watching the surface trough. That was the same system that passed through overnight. Some of you probably experienced a little bit of some rain, maybe rumbles of thunder. And here's all that activity now positioned to the east with that disturbance. Here's the next system that I'm watching. It's a cold front currently positioned over northern Wisconsin. That system is expected to continue to advance its way towards the south. That can give us a bit of a cool down as we head into tomorrow. We'll get to that here in a second. But as of right now, we're just looking at a few passing clouds there across the area this morning with our current temperatures mainly into the 60s. Typical cool spots now in Black River Falls and Sparta, both into the mid-50s this morning. As you can see, Winona is currently at 61. Viroqua, good morning. You're at 62 degrees. Prairie du Chien, you're currently waking up to 64. A check now on your overall planner. It will be at 77 by noon today under mostly sunny skies, and then mostly sunny 82 degrees by 4 o'clock today, followed by temperatures dropping to 73 with clear skies in the forecast as we head to 8 o'clock this evening. And our forecast highs today will be running pretty seasonable into those upper 70s to low 80s. I think we'll see better chances of seeing the 70s up towards the Chippewa Valley today. Eau Claire might be the place to be today this afternoon with that high of 77. Meanwhile, La Crosse today looking at a high of 82 degrees come this afternoon. So this cold front that we talked about before is going to continue to move its way towards the south. It should pass through the Coulee region as we head to about the noon hour today. And behind it, we're looking at mostly clear skies, maybe a few passing clouds as well throughout the day today and also as we head into tonight. Here comes an area of high pressure building its way here at the surface behind that front as we head throughout the day tomorrow. This system will be responsible for producing a lot of sinking air, dry air, and as a result, we'll see plenty of sunshine from all that as we head throughout the day tomorrow. And tomorrow night, things are looking clear as well. Winds will shift into the southeast, though, on the west side of that high as we head into Thursday afternoon here, too. Now, here's Thursday evening, and you can see maybe a few clouds. I'm watching another trough of low pressure back towards the west, and I'm also watching our temperatures really rising here, too, over the coming days. We're looking at highs rising up into the upper 80s for Friday, followed by highs into the mid-90s this weekend. So a bit of a heat wave could be on the way here for us yet again, and into early next week, too. Those high temperatures continue to rise. Upper 90s there, low 90s for Tuesday under a mix of sun and clouds. Low temperatures in the 50s and 60s.
In our Morning Buzz report, Eminem is asking Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy to stand down after he performed Eminem's song Lose Yourself at the Iowa State Fair. Ramaswamy did an impromptu performance of the song's first verse and chorus while on stage with Iowa Republican Governor Kim Reynolds. The performing rights organization BMI has informed the campaign that they cannot license the rapper's music for use by his campaign because Eminem objects to them using the song. A Ramaswamy campaign spokesperson said that the campaign will comply with the request to stop using Eminem's music.
So an epic demonstration in our nation's capital, organized in 8 weeks.
Do this, Dr. King. Own your power.
That was your first look at Rustin, starring Coleman Domingo as Baynard Rustin, one of the architects of the 1963 March on Washington. The film comes out in select theaters November 3rd and premieres on Netflix November 17th. That was a first look at Dragon Force singer Mark Hudson singing the title track from his debut solo album, Starbound Stories. The metal singer mixes his power metal vocal style with music that was inspired by Japanese anime, despite saying, quote, he never really got into it. What's your favorite genre of music?
Favorite genre of music, you know, I kind of like a few of them. I do like the jazz stuff that we talked about before.
Yes, we did.
I can get into classic rock. I can get into some hip hop. I mean, you know, there's a few genres that I do like.
Few genres?
Yeah.
Classic rock, like who's your favorite?
Oh, don't ask me that.
Oh, you got it.
You know,
I'm putting you on the spot.
I'm
putting you on the spot.
I don't have a favorite. I'm going to put you on the spotlight. Actually, we could probably move those lights and face it on Dua. I wish I could do that.
Put me on the spot. Ask me anything.
Who is your favorite artist?
You know the answer.
3, 2, 1.
Taylor Swift.
Okay.
She's coming out with a new album, guys.
I'll have to ask a harder question next time.
October.
That was way too easy. Why did I even ask that? Maybe I just didn't have anything to say. It's the ad-libbing thing, I guess, you know? I don't know.
Step up your game, Derek.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Well, before we head to break, it's time for today's Look Who's 8.
Gosh, we got Lizzie, who's turning 18 today. Now, she loves to dance, being in the show choir, and reading a good book. Happy birthday.
Well, if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next. The court is fed up. That was from La Crosse County Judge Elliot Levine revoking bond and ordering 19-year-old Sage Hickey back to jail. As we've previously reported, Hickey was charged with first-degree intentional homicide for the death of 15-year-old Storm Von Droschek in 2021. He eventually pled down to felony intimidation of a witness, and the homicide charge was dropped. A week ago, Hickey was charged in Monroe County with possession of a firearm as a convicted felon, bail jumping, possession of THC, and drug paraphernalia. The La Crosse Tribune first reported that Hickey violated his bond by carrying a weapon. The prosecutor reportedly told the court Hickey continually thumbed his nose at the system. Wisconsin's DOT has released more details about a semi-truck speed chase. Last Friday, a pursuit involving a stolen semi started in Jackson County. During the pursuit, the State Patrol used 3 sets of tire deflation devices. An armored Juneau County vehicle deployed tactical assets as the pursuit entered Juneau County. The semi-truck eventually crashed and the subject was taken into custody. A note for Northside La Crosse residents. The Copeland Park splash pad will be closed for maintenance starting today. It will be closed through Friday, the 1st of September. The Powidge Park and Springbrook splash pads are still open. The visitor contact station hours at the Trumpealo National Wildlife Refuge will be changing hours. Starting September 1st, the hours of operation from Wednesday to Friday will be 8 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon. The station will be closed Saturday through Tuesday. However, the office may have to close on additional days due to limited staffing. The refuge's entrance road will also be closed for utility work. That work will start today and is expected to reopen before the weekend. The Marshland access will be open daily from 8 to 3:30 as an alternate entrance point during the closure. As kids head back to school this fall, many will take a packed lunch with them, but parents often struggle to get their kids to eat healthy. A dietitian at Gunderson Health System says it can help to get your kids involved in the lunch making process. She says allowing kids to make choices lets them learn about healthy options and feel more invested.
Even if you just ask your child, would you like to have cucumbers or baby carrots, you're still allowing them to be involved in that decision making.
Malstead says when putting together a lunch, it's important to remember to include at least 3 food groups. That could be a traditional lunch meat sandwich with an apple or popcorn, a hard-boiled egg, and a banana. You should also put an ice pack in your child's lunchbox to help keep things cool and reduce the risk of foodborne illnesses. Oktoberfest starts in less than a month and tickets are now on sale. This year's Oktoberfest will last 3 days starting the 28th of September. General admission passes cost $20. That gives you access to the Oktoberfest grounds for the entire weekend. You will also receive a souvenir button. Passes for craft beer night are sold separately. You can purchase tickets online or at the Oktoberfest grounds office. We'll post a link on our website and News 8000 app.
And as you head out the door this morning, temperatures are into the 50s and 60s. We'll be in the 70s between around 9 to 1 o'clock, followed by highs in the low 80s between 3 and 5 today, with lots of sun here to go around for everyone this afternoon. As we head into the day tomorrow, pretty similar temperatures into the low 80s, some of us into the upper 70s from the effects of that cold front here moving in today. Heading into the day Thursday, lots of sun, high of 80, but turning a little uncomfortable for Friday, very uncomfortable this weekend into next week as highs will be into the 90s. So it looks like we got to get ready for yet another heat wave on the way, Dua.
Definitely, you know, we want that fall weather to start coming, but that's not happening for the time being,
At least not for the time being, no.
And you know what? What doesn't line up with this really, like this heat wave?
What's that?
Pumpkin spice lattes.
She's a hater when it comes to pumpkin spice
I'm such
latte.
a hater. I will try one. I will give it another chance, but I have a feeling it's not going to work out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like if you tried it once and you don't like it, chances are you might not like it the second time, right?
Yeah, well, the first time I had it, I had a friend say that it was made wrong or something, so maybe we'll give it another chance.
Okay.
It just literally tasted like pumpkin filling.
But if you don't
from a
really like
can.
pumpkin, then it's just like it's not your thing then.
Well, I enjoy a slice of pumpkin pie.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm not really a huge pumpkin guy, so I don't know if I like it. But.
All right. Well, thank you for watching News 8 Now this morning. We'll see you back here later today at noon. Have a wonderful Tuesday.